Hello and welcome to a special Seattle City Makers. It's our 100th episode. We're grateful you're here and that you listen to the show. We've had a ton of fun putting it together. And we want to get a special guest for our 100th episode. And Joel McHale was kind enough to join us. An actor, comedian, of course, got his start in theater at the Pike Place Market, cast member and writer of Almost Live, a Husky, host of The Soup, On the Bear, Community, a all-around terrific guy. He joins us to talk a bit about his career and his deep connections and continued connections to this great place of our city and region. So hope you enjoy my conversation with Joel McHale. Joel, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet y'all.
When I saw this on the calendar, I thought for sure you'd be making the trip up to Seattle and we'd be doing this in person.
Fuck no.
Yeah. We offer train travel for our guests.
Oh, well, you know what?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
The coast, what's the one that runs between Seattle and LA? The Coast Line or Coast something?
Jeez, I was going to take that magical green bus that just goes from, doesn't it go from Seattle to San Francisco? Or maybe it's, I'm not sure.
Oh, the Tortoise. Yeah.
The Tortoise still around?
I think so. The Green Tortoise Hostel's right across the street from our office. It would have worked perfectly.
Yeah, I would have loved that.
Here we are in two dimensions. It's good to have you. This is our 100th episode, Joel, of Seattle City Makers. Gosh.
You should get it right on this one.
Yeah. And for our 100th, we were wanting a Seattle icon, somebody that oozed the Pacific Northwest. Brandy Carlisle is putting up her tree today, so she was not available.
Who'd you find?
Sue Bird, was she traveling? But
these are all very good excuses.
We are glad to have you, Joel. And
I was going to be putting up my Christmas tree with Brandy Carlisle, but Sue Bird canceled on us. So
you cleared your calendar for us.
It's too bad.
It's good to have you. Good to have you in your Husky garb. How are you feeling about?
Be here? Are you a Husky?
I am. Yeah.
All right.
Via the University of Texas. A year there, and then I finished up at UW. A little behind you.
Austin was. I was there for homecoming and for Halloween that were on the same night, and it was wild.
In Austin, down on 6th Street.
It was. I was like, oh, this is a real party.
Yeah, it is. It is.
It was good.
I was glad to finish at the University of Washington, though. And we'll get to your time there, but I wanted to just talk a little bit about your connections to this place. And you've been in LA for a while now and raised your family there. But how do you get up here often? When was the last time you were?
Yeah, I was there yesterday.
So we could have done this in person, but dang it,
we could have done it quite early in the morning.
Were you really here yesterday?
Yeah.
What were you doing?
I was at a funeral, guys. One of my childhood friends passed away. So
I'm sorry.
An extremely sad event, but also that sort of celebration. And she had been fighting brain cancer for quite a while.
Oh, boy.
So it was a bummer. UW, she was a Kappa. I've known her since 82. So going way back. So there you go. So it would, not the greatest podcast wind up there, but then we have we fly in all my family for Thanksgiving, the week of Thanksgiving. So we had to quickly rush back to
you're hosting,
start preparing. Yeah.
How are you preparing the turkey?
I usually poison it.
Do they come back
with what do you call it? It's odorless. It's an odorless liquid. I don't know. I can't remember. We use it every year. It never works.
Good. Every good poison is odorless.
Yeah, I made the call last year, or no, 2 years ago. I was like, no more turkey, guys. Forget it. We're having steak.
Yeah.
I love steak, and so I was just like, I get it. American tradition, all that stuff. But so is beef.
It sure is.
We're doing steak. We're doing roasts. So it's going to be great.
So setting aside the funeral, what else draws you back up here? What do you do when you are back in Seattle?
I like to just hang out in Pioneer Square, wander. as I did in the 80s and 90s.
Were you down here as a kid in downtown?
I did. We went to Pike Place a lot, and in my 20s was a lot of Pioneer Square, but in Pike Place was we would catch I can't remember I grew up in Mercer Island, so there was a bus that went straight to downtown, and we used to catch that all the time and go to Ye Old Curiosity Shop on the
waterfront,
and then we'd go to Golden Age Collectibles, and we'd hit as kids, we hit all those places, and now it's all like Seahawk games and Mariner games and things like that, and seeing. We also have a place on Vashon, so we spent a lot of time out there, which is a bit more of a commute, obviously, with that water and no bridge, but it makes it a magical escape from the city feeling when you can be right back in it whenever you hop on that boat.
Have you spent some time at our new waterfront? And what do you think if you have?
Not that. I think I've done twice there, and it's a revelation. I think it's so strange because, the way that 99 cut right through the city at the time, everyone was, way back when they put it in, they were like, this is really cutting right through our city.
Yeah, this was dumb.
What an eyesore and all that stuff. And growing up with it, you're like, oh yeah, it's 99. It's just the highway that we're used to.
You had a good view on the top deck driving across.
And then like as an old person, you're like, oh, I kind of miss it. And then you're like, what the? Wait, you miss that eyesore that was super dangerous to drive on every time because an earthquake, if you just tapped the thing was going to fly into Elliott Bay. But then, so I do remember it's a few years ago, but taking the kids on the deck of 99 going, this will be the last time that you can do this because tomorrow this thing goes away. And I think they've done a great job.
Yeah, it turned out pretty spectacular.
It's great.
Yeah. Yeah. It was a moment when that last car drove across it. I remember that. It was like a Friday night and everybody like gathered around it as if it was like passing away. And
what kind of car was it? It should have been.
There's a Subaru. It had to be a Subaru.
Yeah. That's a really good call. Yeah. Jeez.
They were on their way to
maybe the green
REI
bus would be
or
the last thing.
Yeah.
They were heading to the Aurora Bridge to score some heroin and sex workers.
No, it was all above board. They were taking back some hiking boots to REI.
That's pretty good.
The hiking boots were like 12 years old, but do
you miss 99?
No, none of it. No, it's the summer down there was amazing. It's just I ran it on Saturday. It's spectacular. It was worth the wait.
Yeah. Good job, Seattle.
So I want to talk a little about your early days here and how you got connected to acting and specifically Almost Live, and how'd you get connected to that show? And I miss it. I think our city doesn't have anything like that today, and I think would benefit from it, of being able to sort of laugh at ourselves.
Yeah, it's I had always done acting stuff in school, and by second grade and first grade I needed attention, so what better way than to have everyone look at me at once? And I grew up, I was born in Italy, moved to Seattle, moved to New Jersey, moved back to Seattle as a kid. So starting in about 1980 is how people are like, were you born and raised here? I'm always like, no, I can't claim that, but 80 is where it kind of really, I was like, oh, this is where I'm from, and these are the teams I love, and this is where my real roots are. And so I started acting at I'm trying to think of the first play. I think I did a reading in fourth grade, and then in eighth grade, the Youth Theater Northwest, which I believe is still going, is very healthily going on Mercer Island. They were great, and they just everyone did plays. And my friends Ethan Sandler and Dominic DeLeo and Amy Brom and Suzanne Brom, and we would all do plays together, just endlessly. And And that went into high school. And then we were doing a lot of sketch and a lot of improvising. And that's when...
just kind of on your own as friends and hanging out?
I mean, Youth Theater Northwest was not connected to the public school system or private school system. It was an independent youth theater and a so valuable resource. And boy, if you're out there, kids, and you want to do theater, there's so much good community theater. And that time was, I like to say it's special, but it was special for us because I know that there's great youth programs everywhere. So take advantage. And so we were doing a lot of sketch, especially my friends, Ethan Sandler, as I said, Dominic DeLeo, John Atkins. And we would put on plays. And we did Waiting for Godot senior year of our high school. Self-produced, nice light play about the absence of God or the existence of God.
However you want to take it.
And so then in college, I did a lot of theater sports, which is Unexpected Productions at Pike Place Market, which is still going strong, I believe. And that's where I was on stage every single, 3 to 4 to 5 nights a week, depending upon how the season. And that's where really I just was so bad and got much better. And
this was mostly improv down there?
Yeah, mostly all improv. And then I did a couple of plays at the University of Washington while I was there, but I was not a theater major. And then my mom, the great Joel McHale, she was like, you should do an internship at Almost Live because you watch it every week. And that's exactly what I did. So I got an internship, and I also got an internship at the Pat Cashman radio show, which it was a station called The Buzz in the 90s. And so I took they both agreed to have me as an intern, but then I took the Almost Live one first and then switched over to Pat. But it was great. I mean, they were so good, so kind, and they gave, I was like 20, 21, and they gave me a shot to write. They're like, oh, if you're funny and you can write sketches, you can get them on, and that's, go for it. There wasn't like an elite system of where you hear about like pecking orders and things. I mean, there were certain pecking orders for people who were really good. Like Bob Nelson was so good. Probably the best writer. He wrote some of the best sketches, I think, to this day. And, he won an Oscar for Nebraska. So I think you can quantify how good he was. And then Pat, he took me under his wing and on the radio side, and I just would listen to him and how comfortable he was and the jokes he would tell and how he could sling those off like Andy Kaufman. And then you get your John Keister, who really, was an icon of Seattle and knew this place backwards and forwards, and so funny. And he also had that thing where the Northwest was fiercely proud of itself in the 80s and 90s, where we did think we were the center of the universe, and apparently we were. So between everything that was happening, and Bill Stainton, our leader, he was the executive producer, had to put up with everything, and also very funny. Steve Wilson, our director, who doesn't seem to age, and then you get your Tracy Conway, who is so funny, incredible, and then died during the show.
Were you at that one where she drops dead, and then
I was there? Yeah, she dropped dead, and they brought her. I mean, they barely kept her alive, and boy, thank God.
I was reading that story, was it true that there was a sketch about ER, the show at the time, in that show, and then she drops dead, goes to the hospital, and then the cast goes there after the show, and then they're watching Almost Live in the hospital room or in the waiting room or something together. Yeah, and watching that sketch.
That's when I was an intern. Yeah, I think that was the first night I met Bill Nye the Science Guy.
Oh yeah. How'd you go from writing to...
then of course, then Nancy Guppy, who...
You can't leave out Nancy. How'd you go from writing to acting in the sketches?
I would write sketches and then they'd stick me in them.
Oh, so immediately you're doing both.
Yeah, they were. My mom pointed out that they're like, "Hey, who's that guy?" And I was like, "I think that's the intern." And they're like, "Well, they're putting the interns in the sketches." And so I was like, "I should do that." And I did. So I mean, it was one of those things where like, it's happening on TV. You should go do that because that's going to happen, and that's what happened. So I mean, I got very lucky, and that they took me under their wing and I didn't screw it up as much as, I mean, I wrote some sketches that made it on the air that were bad. And so
that just bombed.
Yeah, that bombed so hard. And that they were quite gentle and didn't go, "Get out of here." Like you hear about something like Saturday Night Live, there's one bad sketch and then you're just off the show. That I would, I don't know. I don't think I could have taken that. And so they were very kind as they helped, and were like, Nancy especially was always like, "We're gonna get you on the air and help you get through this and get you on there." And yeah, she was so helpful, and we are friends to this day. And she's just one of our favorite people in our family.
Do you have a favorite sketch, one that you're most proud of that didn't bomb, that was just awesome, that sticks with you?
Yes, I did. I wrote a sketch called The Drain Game, which was a game show that if you got the questions wrong, you donated blood on the spot to the Seattle Blood, but the Seattle Blood Bank, and they gave us all the paraphernalia. And so then as the questions started going and then you started losing blood, you became dizzy, but then they allowed you to like eat cookies and juice to keep your energy up. And then, so that one worked great. And
it sounds like a good PSA too. I mean,
we got,
they need,
Pat and I would do a sketch together called Lenny and, what was it? I just played this in Freak in a hat, and he played this in Enforcer, so that was really funny. And then I think one of my favorite sketches of all time, I was not in, was when Bob Nelson wrote this sketch with Rick Riz and Dave Newhouse. So good.
Yeah, I just rewatched it.
That was just going around when the Mariners were making their run.
Oh, so good. It was like the Low Energy Baseball Network or something like that. Yeah.
He'd be like, he goes, "Not a lot's happening." And he's safe on second. It was so well done.
Oh, he was really good.
Yeah. Bainbridge Island's finest. No. Is he on Bainbridge? No, he's not on Bainbridge. He's on some other island.
Yeah. Your island Mercer Island was often the subject of Almost Live with the cops. Yeah. Mercer Island and
Mercer Island.
The show kind of poked fun at every neighborhood around the region, though.
Yeah, the Bellevue, the Ballards, the White Federal Way, Linwood, all those. They were. That was the genius of Almost Live, is that they featured and, they made fun of and celebrated the exclusive neighborhoods of Seattle. And that was just to be a part of it was, it was kind of crazy. So it was how great, like to be swept up in that was just a wonderful, I couldn't believe it. Yeah. At the time I was like, oh, I really took it for granted. But when I got to LA, I was like, oh, nobody knows what this show is. And nobody cares. But boy, was it important. It taught me so much. It taught me to stand on stage and in front of cameras and learn all that stuff. And it was a phenomenon. And there was no reason for them to cancel it. When this new massive corporation came in, and just those were the days of sort of just cutting jobs for them to save on the bottom line and to save on buying people's insurance and stuff like that. They just cut the whole show. The show was rating through the roof. And it would often beat Saturday Night Live. And so There's no reason for it to go. And I think that Jon wanted to go or wanted to do something else. And, other people were moving on. So that also was a part of it. But that show, I don't know if it could go now, but boy, yeah, at the time,
I'm surprised how much of it holds up. They just kind of got the zeitgeist and the culture of this place. And those sketches still hold up even today, even after all this change since it went off the air in 99.
Yeah. Some of those evergreen ones are really evergreen. Sometimes you get specific references where you're like, I don't understand what they're talking about, but they're having a good time. It seems really good.
It must be funny. Yeah.
Yeah. It was really I was so lucky to get on that show. To be paid to tell jokes was really, out of college, I couldn't believe it.
Is there a secret to good improv when you were doing theater sports? Like what clicked for you when you felt like you started to get better at it after a lot of nights where you didn't feel so good?
Practice doing it over and over and over and over and over again is probably the best practice, is just getting reps in and learning and just stage time and being there and putting in the hours is one. And then you have to be funny. So there's that. But putting in this time, and then we were taught at that theater, which I think was really smart. Randy Dixon and Frame Masters and a bunch of the teachers were very like, you need to listen to what the other person is saying and respond to that. And that's really your entire job. And not try to just be funny and hit buttons and stuff like that, or the button of the scene, which is like just tell jokes. So it was really about listening and telling a story. And if you could do that, just listen and just be in the scene, then that was really important instead of trying to tell a million jokes. And so remain calm, listen, and respond. And that's also a lot of the acting, like where I'm listening, like remain calm, listen to what the person's saying. There's a whole thing in acting where it's like, well, if that person says that thing, why are you saying that thing? And I was like, yeah, that's how I've done it to different degrees of success. But if you're just listening to what the to what the person is saying and then responding to that with if it's written or non-written is pretty. That if you that's what I learned at that theater. And so that they would always say, dare to be dull, strive to be boring. And I was like, oh yeah, that works really well. And then you can get everybody in a scene and not just have a bunch of people spazzing out.
Do you feel like your mind moves, does it move faster as you get better at improv? Like, or do you feel like you've got a quicker wit as you were developing your talents there?
I think, I always was telling jokes, but just standing on stage in front of people and learning to relax in that environment was really important. And that allows you to kind of think normally or typically how you would be thinking in a regular conversation with one person as opposed to projecting it to 200 or 300 people. And so that was so whether my wit, I was never the quickest. I was also never the slowest, but I was always right there, I guess. I always thought my skill was like, if I can listen to these people and expand off of that, then I'm going to be doing okay. So yeah, I think I don't know if my wit got quicker, but I got more relaxed to deliver, to think of things instead of just first theater, unless you're a genius, there's a lot of people like you. People became obviously nervous and stuff like that. But then I stopped being nervous and I just began getting more and more excited each time I would get on stage, where I would just be like, oh, I'm happy to be here. This is really fun. And I'm really lucky. There you go. I mean, it's going way back. You kids, there's all sorts of people I know that were born 10 years after I was doing that. So, man, it's terrifying.
I wanted to pivot to your the character in the bear that you play.
I wanted to pivot to how many layers you're wearing indoors.
It's cold up here it's November in Seattle.
You can close the window and they have heating.
All the windows are closed. We've been in the space a couple of weeks in the HVAC because I took a layer off before we started this.
You are the most northwest guy looking person I've seen in a long time.
What's the temperature in LA today?
Look, what's the temperature in your office?
I think it's 52. Yeah.
What is wrong with you guys?
I know.
Someone can just walk over to that. You can just do it on your phone.
It's a lovely space. No, the HVAC, we don't know. It's other than that, it's a lovely space. But the HVAC,
you're paying the bill. Whoever owns this building, you're paying for this.
Yeah, more than the last space.
Is your producer wearing as many layers?
Yeah, two and two. I got 3.
It seems.
Yeah, it's not T-shirt weather here in the Northwest in November. You've forgotten.
It might be T-shirt weather,
or
it might be frigid out there, but we can't tell because indoors where the windows are shut, you guys can't feel the tips of your fingers.
It's close.
It is currently 64 degrees here in Studio City.
That sounds lovely.
I mean, you guys are 45, so that's about right for the time. How many layers would you put on to go outside?
I got one more over here if I'm going to venture out. So it's a 4-layer day.
I was watching like a school. I was up in North Seattle and some school function was happening and it was outside and there was just kids in T-shirts and I was like, yep, acclimated.
This was this weekend?
Yeah, I was, and it was like the sun was down. So I'm like, these kids, good for them.
Good for them.
They'd explode down here from the heat, but they good for them, those kids.
So you've said I'm pivoting again.
This is what your job is. You gotta.
Trying to. This character in the bear that's gotten a lot of attention, and you've said you have a God-given gift to play assholes. And you do that well, and that scene is just anybody who's worked in a restaurant. You watch it even having not worked in a restaurant. Where does that come from? Are you channeling someone there? I think you said that was somewhat mimicked off. It's the French Laundry chef, but then
and then a guy from New York. It's kind of a conglomeration of a couple guys that are not great.
You do it well,
but apparently they're great now. So or they're much better. So way to go, guys. I don't know if I'd go if I went to their restaurants, they would. That's when they would try to poison me. But with the world of chefs, it's the pressure. Is that show captures perfectly. And
you nailed it.
And Chris Storer, who created that show and is the captain of the ship, he knows. I mean, not only is he an insanely talented writer and director and producer, he knows that world and he obviously captured it very well. And those guys. Then you also have Jeremy Allen White, who is a generational talent, and so it's easy when you're with someone like that. And so Chris would just be like, "Be a bigger asshole in this one," and I'm like, "Great." And so
were you not asshole enough at the first or second take? You had to turn it up?
Yeah, we kept turning it up.
Yeah,
and it was really fun. And yeah, when you get to just play like that and you get to play the villain like that, then you have an excuse to be like that for a few times. And then you're like, hey, I don't have to be that way in real life. That's wonderful. But I do sympathize with those kitchens where the chefs that pull it off while being kind and cool, it's pretty rare. Not rare. I don't know what the percentages are, but those, they're making art. That food is art, and it has to be good, and it has to be perfect, and it has to be on time.
And you're relying on other people to craft your art.
I was making dinner last night for some of the families already here, and I'm like, the anxiety that I'm like, well, that's not ready on time, that's not ready on time, that's not ready on time, and they were all off. And so it was just like, even in my house, like little things like that, but that pressure is bananas. And obviously that show is a much more than just about the food, and it's also about the incredible characters and actors that are on there, and how well staged it is, and well shot. And boy, yes, I haven't, once in a while I've been on different things that break through the membrane of the regular din of popularity, and then become something really popular. And that definitely,
you get asked about that one a lot, I know, don't you?
Yeah, and I only was there a total of 3 days over 3 years. So I was Chris. I was just there. I was in and out in the same day. So he was very, very kind to cast me. He is the longtime partner of Gillian Jacobs, who played Britta on Community. So that's how we know each other.
This is how you got connected,
Yeah, that's why I got the role. So I was very, very fortunate.
What was your wife's reaction to that scene?
Oh, when I'm in something good, she goes, "Oh, that was good." like it's a surprise. Like, "Oh, no, that was good."
It's the exception.
Yeah, she's like, "Oh, like, well, that," and I was like,
with that inflection in her voice.
Yeah, why are you so surprised? And so that happens a lot. And she's like, "What? But wow, look at you! You actually got it together for this one." So it's So she liked it. She's always surprised when, I joke, but she's always like, "Hey, that was good." And there's all sorts of things that I've been in, and she'll be like, "I don't have to watch that anymore."
But no problem watching you be an asshole.
Yeah, she'll be like, "Yeah, it's about right," and then she'll be like, "It's perfect in small doses."
It's so uncomfortable to watch that scene, but it's you nailed it.
It was really fun.
What's next for you?
Well, the cops are coming for you.
Do you hear that? It's just our high quality first responders.
It's great. It might be the fire department. Who knows?
Yeah, they're passing. They're passing. What's next for you?
The 1% Club on Fox. I'll leave all of December and go shoot that in Georgia, which is this is the second season I'm hosting. It's been around for 3, and it's on Fox and Hulu. It's a quiz show, puzzles, and so I shoot that all of December, and then we launch the 4th season of what do you call it? How I Met Your Mother. Just kidding. Of Animal Control. That's coming out in January. So I will be I'll be promoting that.
And you pitched to reset that in Seattle, if I'm right. That was...
Well, it was going to be set in Chicago, and then they were thinking about shooting in Chicago, which would then make sense, because then you could be like, look, here's the Sears Tower, here's the river that is the Chicago River, which has green dye in it for St. Patrick's Day. But then Vancouver started becoming the place where it looked like we were going to shoot it. And I don't think it was even, I would have said, but they were like, would you ever want to pretend it's set in Seattle? I'm like, absolutely. And it's almost like all the streets, so they didn't change any of the signs, because everything, even as a kid in Seattle, my mom's from there. And I remember just thinking like Seattle and Vancouver were basically the same city. They all look the same. Everybody looks the same. The buildings look the same. And I'm sure Seattleites and Vancouverites will be like, fuck you, it's totally different. But I can't. Still, to this day, I'm like, I guess you see the green lights flash in Vancouver, but that's about it.
Yeah, plenty of...
I love it, yeah.
Unfortunately, plenty of movie set in Seattle, filmed in Vancouver, but oh well.
Yeah, well, if Seattle would get their crap together, and
we're starting, we're trying.
The problem is that you guys haven't done it consistently, and that's one of the reasons why Vancouver they just kept doing it. Same thing with Georgia.
They've been aggressive, and it's paid off.
And they've kept the same discounts in place, and that then creates an infrastructure because people go, it's safe to move here because it's not going to go away, and then I can work on this next crew. And Seattle, you had a grand opportunity in the in the late 80s and 90s, and you had there was a couple of different shows being shot there, including the great Twin Peaks and Northern Exposure, and a thing called Medicine Ball, and the movies were being shot there, and then it all went away. I'm happy to help out you guys if you need somebody to
what would you do?
Seattle.
What would you do to strengthen the opportunity to have more films made in Seattle?
You should start by having a bond and making money available for crews to come up there.
Yeah.
And this is where you guys have run into so many where it's the bond gets made and then they go like, we have $20 million to give out to numerous productions to help ease the, or to give them a tax break to encourage them to shoot up there. And then what happens was when that money runs out, then they go, we would like another bond. And then without usually failure or without usually it ever, then somebody in the legislature goes, wait a minute, give money to those Hollywood fat cats. I don't think so. Yeah. And then it stops. And so it needs to be put in place and be available for years, like 10 years. Like they need to make a 15-year plan, 10 to 15 years, and that will attract crews that are good and experienced. And so the reason why there's not as many productions up there is because you don't have the crews the way you do in Georgia and Toronto and Vancouver and New York and Louisiana and now New Mexico to a point that you don't have. Like if you need like a great, I don't know, gaffing crew and a huge, like a photography department, in Vancouver, there's 20 available. And in Seattle, there's maybe one or two. So you need to go in for the long haul. But that said, California's trying to bring back production itself. California's expensive, and this is where it all started. And ironically, this is where all the profits come back to. So when people are like, the runaway production, which because I love shooting in LA and it's a great place and I love it. But all those production companies, the big boys, are all making money, even if
whether
it's shot there or not.
So. Yeah.
Anyway, it's a long explanation as to like I would love to shoot in Seattle. I'd love to. I'd also love to. Yeah, I'd love to shoot in LA. Like when I get the chance, it's great. Anyway, but saying that, Vancouver is a dream to shoot. I love the cruise.
Great city.
So is Georgia. So Anyway, that's a very long explanation.
A couple concluding questions, Joel. Your first job that you took a paycheck for?
Oh, I think I had a weeding and lawn mowing service. When I was like a 6th grader with my brothers. So my parents were always like, go get a job. But where I actually took an actual pay, like if someone handed me a paycheck.
Someone handed you a paycheck.
That was just all cash, which was great. I worked at the Tangerine Restaurant on Mercer Island, it used to be in the middle of this huge parking lot, like it was like a second-rate Denny's. And I was the dishwasher. I think I was 14. Working illegally, 15 maybe. I did all the dishes and there was no aerator or garburator, as the Canadians call it. You just have to scrape all the food into a garbage can and then hand wash them. And they were like, make sure you get the cigarettes out of there because people will complain. And then you had to get all that lipstick off the glasses and the mugs. That was always hard that was always like, make sure, because if mugs go out with lipstick on them, people are going to lose their minds. And so, that job That was a good job. But then I worked on Mercer Island at a coffee espresso cart for years called Espresso Sam's.
Yeah.
A guy named Sam Johnson, who I am friends with today, and he's a hotelier now. But he was like a 24, 25-year-old, bought a coffee cart, just totally independent.
Pre-coffee shop days, right?
Yeah, there was no Starbucks and no Tully's. I think Tully's has been gone for years. There was no chains on Mercer Island, and then he was the only game in town, and that was a good job. And I dragged that coffee cart out in the morning and only almost dumped it over 8 times. Every morning I would almost lose it. And I was like,
you're having to like drag it from some location to another location?
You had to drag it out of the storage room on a curb because there was no ramp. You had to keep it on this sidewalk. But the sidewalk was like a 6-inch sidewalk. So if that thing went over, that was it. I mean, it would be like $10,000 in coffee equipment and coffee cups and all that stuff would have just smashed. So there was a lot of tension at 4 a.m. as I was dragging that thing out. And I would drag that thing out and there would be a line of cars waiting for their coffee.
Oh, man.
As I was like trying to get this thing warmed up. And I think I ended up knowing every person on Mercer Island with a caffeine addiction, including myself. So that was a steady paycheck.
Did that influence your forthcoming partnership then with Seattle's Best? Your early.
Yes. That's how they were like, it's not because of your acting.
Yeah.
It's not because of these shows. It's because we know that you were a barista. I can still make a mean cappuccino.
Yeah.
That's I could do it blindfolded. Yeah, it was good. What was your first job?
Running a forklift in a warehouse with that sold pull tabs, and that would go to the little.
That seems way more dangerous.
And I ran into plenty of things.
Irresponsible to just let some kid on a forklift.
Yeah, 15. I couldn't drive because I was getting dropped off, so I must have been 15 or something. Yeah.
Jeez. You're lucky you didn't kill anyone.
Yeah, I did my stint of dishwashing too, though. That's hard work.
Yeah, everyone always thinks I have waited tables, and I was like, I never actually waited tables. I've washed all the dishes.
Yeah.
But never waited tables.
Not yet. Joel, our final concluding question.
All right.
When you're not up here to mourn the loss of a longtime friend, what's your perfect Saturday in Seattle if you're designing it?
Oh, geez. Well, there's 2 different versions because if we're on Vashon and going up to town and going to a couple of my favorite coffee shops up there in the morning.
Oh, yeah. And there's some great ones.
Yeah, then hang out at the house with the family. If my wife's out paddleboarding, I'll be like, she's in a happy place. And then I can sit and watch a game with my boys. And that's pretty good. And then go up to town for dinner. There's some of the best Thai food I think in Seattle at Mai Thai. And there's a really good place for steaks called Ruby Brink. And there's so many good places. And so that's pretty good. That's if we're on Vashon.
That's one version.
Yeah, if we're with my parents on Mercer Island, then it's all over the map. I love going to Kamloops. That's one of my favorite places on the planet. It's so wonderfully Seattle and so good. Matt's in the Market's pretty good. One of my favorite restaurants, and it's right there in the market. And I used to go to Batdorf and Bronson Coffee there. I mean, not Cafe Counterintelligence there, which was a coffee shop in the 80s and 90s. I used to just hang out there, and they would make fresh squeezed lemonade, which I was like, you're like, well, what is the big deal of that? And then you're like, when you had theirs, it was good. And then I'd have a quadruple espresso, and then go around the and then I was ready to go. Sugar and caffeine. I'm trying to think of other things. I come up there for a lot of fundraisers, so that's not like people are like, what do you like doing? Fundraisers.
Saturday night galas.
But if I can go to a Seahawks game or a Mariners game or a Huskies game, great. Those are, I think, Seattle sports is it's I think it's one of the best sports towns ever.
Oh, totally. We don't get our due though, but it is a great sports town.
No, because East Coast bias is alive and well. And if anybody were to walk around Seattle and go, holy crap, you could just walk to the Husky game, or you can. I know it's in the U District, or you can walk
6-minute train ride from downtown.
Yeah, so it's
or you take a boat.
Yeah. There's no other place like that.
No.
Maybe I don't think you could do that. Soldier Field.
Yeah, down by the lake. Yeah,
Wrigley, you could do that. I guess Boston, like Red Sox, you could do that, but you can't get to the football game like that.
Yeah,
that's why I always make fun of the 49ers, where I'm like, oh, they're the greatest team from San Jose.
Yeah, it's a different experience around Levi Stadium compared to Lumen and the energy that Lumen gives to downtown here. So
it is freaking great. And you can see downtown. It's great. Yeah. So if I can, depends on the year. And also, obviously, I love Seafair. I love it so much.
What is your connection to Seafair?
I just grew up being near the lake.
And the hydros
try to get
You're
on a boat.
Pro Blue Angels.
I am pro Blue Angels.
Yeah.
Yes. I get so excited about them every year.
So do I. I love them.
Yeah. And they tried it without, like the years they went without the Blue Angels, it was, it was not the same celebration.
Yeah.
So I'm all in.
Well, Sir Joel McHale, thanks for making time for this to talk a little
Seattle.
Seattle.
Thanks for making time
us.
for me. And I feel very privileged. This is the 100th episode.
It is.
I've listened to all of them.
Yeah, the quiz is coming your way.
Yeah. So thank you. Who was your first guest?
I think it was our former police chief, a couple police chiefs ago, Carmen Best.
All right.
Yeah.
Nice. All right.
So, you're in good company here.
We've had different upbringings. A lot less improv theater probably in his background.
Hers, Carmen, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I think so, though.
What a great, great. Way to go, Joel. Jeez.
We don't expect you to know all the different chiefs of police we've had since you last lived here. It's okay.
That's true. Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Great. All right. That's true. Right.
All right, Joel. Good luck with the steak over Thanksgiving. Hope you have a great time with your family.
I think we'll try to get some Dungeness crab as well.
From LA, I hear the crab down there's delicious.
Is what? I see what you're doing. It's actually pretty great. And the you
could have brought some back yesterday.
Yes, there's nothing better than in your your carry-on luggage
carrying seafood,
crab and lobster.
Yeah, just some seafood. All right, sir. Have a great rest of your week. Happy Thanksgiving.
Good luck with the heat in your building.
Thank you so much.
All right, thanks for having me.
Hey, our pleasure.
Right on.
I hope you enjoyed my conversation with Joel. Big thanks to him for making time to come on Seattle City Makers. He gets asked to do a lot of these, I know. And we appreciate him being our 100th guest. And we look forward to bringing you many more episodes of Seattle City Makers in the new year, and wish you a happy holidays. And want to highlight something to check out in downtown, and that is all the things going on during the holiday season in downtown Seattle. And you can find more detail at downtownseattle.org. A ton of events, festivities, programs, and great traditions. Hope to see you downtown this holiday season. Happy New Year to you. Thanks for listening to Seattle City Makers, presented by the Downtown Seattle Association, with support from James Cito and production by Thread Theory.